Hey guys, what's up? What's up? So today I will share this to you. This is the continuations that I explained last time, last presentations, that a short presentation with regards to the cable installation. And now we have power cable versus instrumentation control cables. So see the differences. And I receive a query about why explain and how why we need to do the termination directly with a power cable. So this is a sort of example, a short presentation so that you will know why and how. And this is also a good practice and engineering practice. Okay, so let's start. So this is our power control cables. This is our control cables. So some of that, this is power and this is our control cable. Okay, so as you can see here, this is our control cable. So we can do a loop of our cable because that is not a power. So there's no issue about that control and instrumentation. Okay, and next. So this is our control cables as well. So the issue here, so being a construction or being a quality, you need to understand and why we need to do this looping. So the purpose of that looping, in order that any mistake that's later on during the stages that there is inspections or there is relocations of your equipment and the cable is being short, so that's why they are providing the loop, correct? So that's the scenario. So that's why we are providing the looping. But the issue here, when you providing the loop of the cables, we're in directly laying in our cable tray, and that is not the correct quality wise and also the workmanship wise. So being a good practice and also being engineering practice, this will be looping nearby or in not in the cable tray. Okay, so you can see also here instrument control cables. So basically this is the installation and this is our penetrations towards to our equipment. This is the equipment here and this is our cable. So what they did, they'll do the looping again. So basically some of the technicians and even foreman or supervisors that has long way back and for how many years experience and they do these kinds of activities, but we need to correct that way how they do their activities. So as a construction engineers, you do this, uh, ask them to do the installation. So while you do this, make a coil either here on top of that above the tray and a back side of the stanchion. Don't do the looping along with this tray. So it's very ugly looking, right? The quality wise, it's not good. And then you can see all the differences when you change this. And now this is the example of so control cables. So inside of the cabinet or panel or any enclosures and wherein the terminations from the bottom side. So usually all of the gland plate, the cable terminations coming from the bottom area. So see how the cable installations, how they trace the cable from the bottom. They run their cable here, and then they run their cable here. They run their cables, and then this is the wire. Not, by the way, this is not the cable. This is a wire. So this is, for example, this is 12 core, 20 pair, 12 core, 20 core, triad, etc. So they do like that. So this is not the way how we work. That's why we suggest, and then I suggest to our contractor to do neat and good, make it a good practice and make it happen to all across the project, and make it what we can say, train all the technicians how they run their cable and dressing inside the compartment below of the panel, laying in the cable tray, so which is good practice and quality wise. So this is the power cables. For example, these are our power cables. How the terminations it looks like. So this is gland, and then this is the bottom. All right, sure, this is the bottom, correct. And then that's going to our terminal. So this is what I am telling guys. You need to direct terminate to your terminal lug. Terminal. All right. This is your terminal block. Okay, terminal block, which is the we have a terminal lug. From here, you straight directly terminated in your terminal. Okay, then terminal. But the issue here, this is good directly because power cable should be as maximum all the power cable to be direct terminate. Why? No need to do the eddy current sa looping of our cable. So basically, most of our good practice, engineering practice, construction practice, if you are an experienced guy, so that's why if you are a quality guy, if you inspect, if you are veterans, do you know already how and why they do this? So based on the experience, based on the knowledge, and you already experienced for how many years, this is not the good practice. This is rejected for me. Okay, if you see this one, try to minimize and comment this and put the punch list, or else if you're doing the inspections, okay, ask the construction to rectify. If you are the construction engineer, as a contractor, you study all your penetrations from the cable schedule. For example, this is your termination side. This is your termination side. You run your cable from here. If this is your cable, this is your termination side. You need to run directly and terminate directly in your terminal block. So no need to cross each other. Crossings you can see from here, crossing, from here it's crossing. So if your terminal, example, this is your terminal. So meaning, where do you want to install your cable? So of course, it's nearby that terminal side. So like there. So you run your cable from the bottom, connect directly to our cable gland, and then your terminal it's in this side. So that's why it's happening like that. So you need to use this gland or hole to install your cable so that it's easy to terminate your cable here. And then not only that one, you need to study also your cable and the length, the spacing between the terminal and your gland plate wherein the cable to be installed and providing the gland. All right, so that you can easily manipulate and easy access of your termination. So that's why design is the key also. If you are a design engineer, you need to study as well. So basically, the design engineering team, you need to study how and why we need to do this. So because it's crucial. So mostly during the construction, we have an issue with our equipment. We have an issue with our routing of the cables because this is the design. So now we go back to the design. Oh, because this is the design, we cannot do anything else, blah, 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 so and so on and so forth. All right? So power and control cables. This is the last time that I shared to you guys. This is the photo. So you can see here this is the photo. So you need to bend, right? So bending of this cable is not the correct way. As much as possible, terminate your cable, the power cable, terminate directly in your terminal block. There's no need to do the looping, bending too many routing, all right? Because that is as per a good practice, engineering practice, and that's as per our study. If you are an electrical engineer, so of course you've been experienced during your study, electrical transients, whatever study during your engineering degree. So this is part of the study. So in the actual, during the actual information, actual experience, this should apply as well. So now, since from engineering side, you're graduated for how many years? Now you've been an experience like that, and you encounter some of the contractors, some of the project that they do like this. So of course you will follow as well. Say, but in the consultant side, you need to be restrict little bit and how the specification and standards and good practice, engineering practice must be applied in kinds in this kinds of situations. So by the way, this one should be terminated accordingly, direct to our terminal and minimize our bending, reduce sharp bend and uh, closing together of our cable. You cannot do coiling of our power cable because that's eddy current must be there. So not possible. So only control cables, instrument cables that you need to do cable looping, right? So this is a power control cables. That's why I'm removing this cable and also the control cables. When you remove, I told the construction team, contractor to revise it and little bit from this penetration side. This is our cable entry. Little bit bend of your cable like that, bended, and then slope directly to our terminal. Bend little bit and circle that's directly terminated, all right? And also this cable control, don't make a loop at too, see, very it's very high, the too much cable length, right? That's make it use minimize, cut this one little bit and then terminating directly to your terminal of your instrument control cables. This is how we work, guys, and this is why it's happening, because some of the technicians, some of the supervisor, maybe this is the first time and they don't have any experience. Some of the good practice and engineering practice and quality practice of your equipment, of your installation, of your cables. That's why the important is an experience. All right. So I like to share in this my YouTube channel so that for those new and those experienced as well, you have also give information and help to others like a newcomers, new in this journey of being inspector, being a construction engineer. If you are also being an engineering, you need to know also how to study your equipment, spacing, termination areas, etc. So there's a lot of videos that I shared to you guys, and then it's a lot of inputs, and maybe you learn something. Just thumbs up and click the bell button. If you are new in my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Continue watching and continue learning, and thank you for your watching and just enjoy and have a nice day. Bye bye.